Here's something that doesn't get said enough about AI and service management. Most of the tickets that your service desk handles don't require an agent. They require an answer. Your agents are being pulled into password resets, status checks, and common how-to questions. They're pulled away from the work that actually needs them. Meanwhile, you've built request automation and have tons of knowledge articles that are going completely unleveraged. The third layer of AI adoption is where AI handles those interactions directly. Not because we've built a smarter chatbot, but because layers 1 and 2 did the work to make it safe. Let me show you. What happens when a user has a common issue? Most service desks go straight to creating a ticket. There's no attempt to self-serve, no initial troubleshooting, and for an end user, it's usually just a ticket that lands in someone's queue, usually from an email. Now multiply that by 100 users submitting multiple requests that could have been answered in 30 seconds with the right knowledge. When you look at it that way, you start to understand why service desks feel like they're always at capacity. Governed intelligence in the third layer addresses this before a ticket even exists. Now, before we get into demonstrating this, one thing worth making clear, because this comes up with stakeholders a lot, is that layers 1 and 2 didn't just help agents work faster. They surfaced knowledge, recurring fixes, common questions, and common solutions, and they surfaced patterns in closed tickets, so that knowledge went through human review and classification before it powered anything. And what the virtual service agent draws from is approved and classified content. That's what governance means. AI can and should pull from controlled sources. That's what makes it trustworthy. So let's look at how this works from the user's side. Someone describes their issue in plain language. There's no forms, no category browsing, no trying to figure out which dropdown applies to their problem. The virtual service agent, or VSA, interprets the request, surfaces relevant knowledge, articles, and past resolutions while maintaining context across the conversation. And the answer adapts based on who's asking. Imagine a role-aware response where managers and technicians don't get the same answer, unless, of course, the answer is actually the same for both of them. And instead of sending someone a link to a 12-page knowledge article that they won't read, the virtual agent condenses it into a direct, specific answer. And it can even walk them through procedures and step-by-step instructions if needed. The answer to how do I reset my VPN credentials doesn't require a human decision anymore. It requires accurate current knowledge delivered in context at the right time to the right person. Your agent's time is better spent on the tickets that actually need human judgment and human interaction. What happens when the virtual service agent reaches the edge of what it knows? Maybe it's an ambiguous request or a sensitive issue or there's no knowledge available. Well, in that case, it escalates. But here's what that actually means. The VSA builds a properly categorized, context-enriched ticket and hands it off to a human agent. The agent doesn't start from scratch. They pick up the ticket that's already structured and has a full conversation history inside of it. The agent doesn't disappear in this picture. They're available. They're just not in the loop for the interactions that don't need them, the communication part. And even when VSA can't resolve something automatically, it captures what the customer needs, gathering information and building the ticket. So even when it can't answer, it's still doing the work. Well, that's all three layers now. Assisted intelligence reduces friction in daily agent work. Embedded intelligence turns operational data into patterns and governed knowledge. And governed intelligence puts that knowledge to work and keeps humans available for when it matters most. AI adoption isn't a simple switch. You don't have to automate everything or anything. Build intelligence into the processes where you are, then expand it when you're ready, and always keep humans in control at every step of the way. Our full white paper is linked in the description, and don't forget, you can always try our solutions at try.invgate.com, and there's a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video series, and I hope to see you again soon.